As Trump and Iran clash over Hormuz, has a mystery blast now rattled one of Iran's most sensitive cities? Why was a loud explosion heard across multiple parts of southern Isfahan, putting residents and officials on alert? Was Iran attacked again, or did the IRGC rush to explain the blast before rumors began to spread? The IRGC calls it a controlled blast, but what exactly was destroyed in southern Isfahan? Amid increased US-Iran tensions, a reported blast has rattled southern Isfahan, bringing fresh attention to a city with major military and nuclear-linked infrastructure. On August 23, an explosion was reported across several areas of southern Isfahan, prompting concern among residents after loud sounds were heard across the city. The blast could be heard around Soffeh, Baharestan, and nearby areas of the city, according to the IRGC's provincial public relations announcement. The IRGC announcement identified the incident as controlled rather than an attack, describing the sounds as part of a planned operation in the area. No further details on the purpose of the controlled blast were given in the report, leaving officials silent on what was being detonated or removed. The report also provided no information about damage or casualties from the incident, while authorities limited their public statement to calling it controlled. The reported incident comes amid continuing US-Iran tensions over the Strait of Hormuz, where military pressure and diplomatic disputes remain unresolved. Iran's top security chief has claimed that Tehran struck 3 US warships in the strategically important Strait of Hormuz, making the allegation amid heightened tensions between Iran and the United States. General Mohsen Rezai said US President Donald Trump had sent the warships into the region under the banner of Operation Freedom, according to the Iranian officials' account of the events. Iran's top security chief further claimed that Trump took 48 hours to make the decision to halt the operation, suggesting that the US president faced a critical choice as tensions escalated in the strategically vital waterway. General Mohsen Rezai said, and I quote, "Trump sent 3 warships toward the Strait of Hormuz under the grand banner of Operation Freedom. After all 3 were hit by us, he apparently needed 48 hours to discover that he had decided to stop the operation." Unquote. Mohsen Rezai, the former commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, was appointed as the head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council in August, placing him at the center of Tehran's national security decision-making. General Rezai warned that any new US military action against Iran would trigger what he described as earthquake-like retaliation, signaling a potentially severe response to any further escalation. Rezai also warned neighboring countries not to join what he described as America's economic war against Iran, urging regional governments to avoid supporting additional US-led pressure on Tehran. He said that any country that helps impose new economic restrictions on Iran would be viewed as an enemy, raising the stakes for neighboring states that could face pressure from both Washington and Tehran.
If Trump wants to take certain actions, our response will be an equivalent, earthquake-like retaliation. First, we tell all neighboring countries and other countries around the world not to enter into an economic war alongside the United States against Iran. Any country that partners in creating economic restrictions against us will be considered an enemy. Of course, first we will negotiate with them. We will hold a meeting and say, step aside, separate yourselves from the US, but if they do not comply, we will hit the interests of that country. We have so far not attacked any American economic interests. We have hit American bases. It is true that we hit American bases, but why? Because we were attacked from those bases. Now, if they are going to impose economic sanctions on us, the US has many oil companies and economic interests around Iran and in other places. Well, we will hit those. Trump's foolishness has increased the appeal and desire of the people of the world for the atomic bomb. Meaning, America said it came to prevent the atomic bomb, and now the whole world is saying, wow, so neither the NPT nor membership in the Atomic Energy Agency is effective. It has become clear that the atomic issue is so important that America would start such a war. So why shouldn't we, the peoples of the world, pursue the atomic bomb? In the first place, the US came to make nuclear security, but now nuclear insecurity has been created. People of the world say that when they attacked Iran, which had complied so much, they attacked their nuclear centers. Why shouldn't we build a bomb so that no one can attack us? On the other hand, they realize that if they have an atomic bomb, it is cheaper and more effective than hundreds of F-35s and many associated costs. Well, now there is enthusiasm. Mr. Trump has created an enthusiasm for attacking Iran's nuclear sites. Many countries are now pursuing this. They have actually removed the control of the Atomic Energy Organization over the world. Well, wasn't that foolish? We have agreed with Oman already on the transit path, but the joint statement is not yet ready. However, we have agreed on the path. I advise the Americans not to deploy any additional forces. If they add forces, we will strike that very base. If they make any movement along the southern route of Strait of Hormuz, we will hit them. Any meeting they hold, if we discover it, if they are meeting with counter-revolutionary groups somewhere, we will strike that location. Therefore, it is not that we are staying silent. We are not silent, but currently our attacks are entirely calculated.
Iran has opened the doors to one of its underground missile facilities, sending a chilling message to Israel and signaling that Tehran wants its enemies to believe its military industry has survived the recent war. Iranian state television aired footage of a senior military official visiting an underground defense complex, offering a rare glimpse into facilities that Tehran has deliberately kept hidden from foreign intelligence and public view. The official, Chief of Staff Ali Abdullahi, was shown touring an underground site reportedly involved in producing ballistic missiles, while Iranian media used the visit to project strength and national resilience. Abdullahi claimed that Iran's missile production has increased significantly over the past year, although the precise scale of that production, and the condition of the country's remaining military infrastructure, cannot be independently verified. Iranian state media also claimed that production capacity for suicide drones has tripled since the beginning of the war, a statement that appears intended to demonstrate how quickly Tehran can replace weapons lost or damaged during the conflict.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.